My name is Cassie Prather, and I'm the Public Health Director here at the Woodford County Health Department. And this is another episode of Wellness in Woodford. I am here with Corey Cooley and the What's Up Woodford Network.
Yes. I wish I have applause on here somewhere. Let me see if there it is. You gotta hold it down. Applause. You can't hear it, but the people can. Hello, Miss Cassie. How are you?
I'm good. I've been out for a bit, and while I was out, public health, of course, never stopped. So I the whole time I was off, I was keeping in contact with our nurses, specifically our epi nurses. Sorry. So right before Christmas, we had someone that had been diagnosed with TB.
Yes, I think we may have discussed that.
We
on
probably
the last episode.
did. Yeah, because that was a big. That's not typical. In fact, our nurse that's been with us, I think 4 years, that was her first case.
Okay.
To have worked. And so we are currently still directly observing therapy on that person.
Right.
So that they don't spread TB to anyone else.
Correct. So you're just controlling the
Yes.
situation there. So we caught it early enough to where, okay.
Exactly.
Very good.
The people that were around that person when they were potentially infectious, are getting tested. This is public health. I mean, this is what public health does. And so also, while I was off, we were notified that someone had been exposed to measles.
Yes, I've heard of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it'll be good for people to hear it straight from
to hear
you.
it. Yep.
Yes.
So straight from their public health director's mouth. We were notified that someone in our county was exposed to someone with measles.
Right.
And so what we do is make sure that they are isolated. However, they were exposed outside of our county, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And they did not live in Woodford.
Okay.
They just came to Woodford for certain activities.
Got it. Yes.
Which is kind of what happened with the actual person that was diagnosed with measles. They live in Franklin County.
Okay.
And so a potential big exposure of the person that was diagnosed was this person actually worked out at a gym, which, you think of gyms, highly or densely populated. You've got a lot of people.
Right. You're wiping stuff down,
Yeah.
spraying, but even then, I mean,
Huffing and puffing usually.
Huffing and puffing, sweating.
Yeah, you don't go in there to relax.
God, no.
Well, I do,
now
but
I have anxiety.
I'm just
Gyms
watching
make me
everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just
Sheesh.
no. So measles is actually the most contagious, or one of the most contagious diseases in the world. So that's not one you want to mess with, and it's not one we typically have to worry about. Our
Right.
job in public health is never to cause panic, but we want to proceed with caution.
Exactly. Yeah. Proceed with caution. I've never, since I've lived here that I can remember, I haven't heard anything about, measles or anything. So this is pretty rare.
Yes. We are able to reach, immunity, herd immunity, community immunity. It has a lot of different names, but that just means that there are enough people in our population that are vaccinated, so that no one will get it. Because even though vaccines, this particular vaccine is given between 12 and I think 16 months, and then again between 4 and 6 ages. Years. So typically, people are, vaccinated, and have been,
and this is
for years, like 75 years.
So they've been doing it for 75 years.
Yes.
So that kind of goes to what my thoughts are, and I'm just trying to be like the outside,
That's what I need.
Right. I'm your guy.
Yeah.
But measles have been around. Okay, so you said 75 years. So this is a vaccination that's it's been tested. It's out there. So
Yes.
there's no reason to I mean, for me at least, I can't see a reason why you wouldn't want to get this done.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, we've had a lot of vaccine hesitancy since COVID.
Sure, and that's what I mean. Everybody's mind, they hear that and they want to go one way or the other. But it's important to differentiate. I think a few facts, and I think I see key facts on your sheet over there.
Exactly. Yes. So we haven't seen this in so long, and so it's weird when it comes up. I think the last case may have been 10 years ago.
Okay.
So we don't see this a lot. When we do, it's, you want to take caution. You want to make sure that all the people that could have been possibly exposed are notified, know what to look for.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
How do I know if I got it?
And then you're in the middle of respiratory virus season, which so many things are like.
Compounds.
Yeah. Then you're like, okay, anything if you get a fever or a cough or anything like that.
We've mentioned the crud.
Right. The crud. And it seems like it's just hung around.
Right.
But the marked symptom with measles is the bumps, the
okay.
There's the rash that comes on inside your mouth, on your face.
Oh wow! Okay.
And so that was what would make it different. Now, strep or the flu can also give you
sure.
Like sometimes
adverse effects.
Yes,
bumps
adverse. Yeah, bumps.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times after the virus is done, what it's going to do to the inside of your body, it actually shows symptoms on the outside. But the thing is, it's really not a treatment for measles. There's prevention in the actual virus or the vaccine.
Right.
And again, I want to say back in the, like, if you were in your 50s, you may have only gotten one dose. And that's the difference between kids nowadays and maybe people that are our age. Yeah.
Okay.
So you definitely just want to check your vaccine records or your kids for sure. And a lot of times these are things that you can't go into public spaces like schools and things like that. You have to have a religious exemption. And I think what's happened is we were so focused on COVID that people weren't thinking about other things that could potentially harm us.
Like sickness fatigue.
Exactly. Yes.
Just from the whole experience.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know a person who didn't get behind on screenings and things like that. Just, general checkup types of things.
Yes.
So that's why it's really important to, when you go to the doctor, make sure, hey, have I missed anything? Just want to make sure I'm caught up on my Tdap, tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis. And these are a lot of things that if you were pregnant or you're, they're going to say, we're going to make sure, you're caught up because the,
probably elderly
yes,
as well. Probably.
Elderly.
There's for sure.
Yes. So, those people, there are people that can't get vaccinated. They're too old or they're too young. What if, someone who is infectious holds their new grandchild?
Oh boy.
I mean, and again, one of the most infectious diseases in the world, and it's preventable. And so that's where public health will step in and say, hey, there was an exposure here. In fact, we've communicated that on our Facebook site. To date, we haven't had anybody report anything.
So we're not running around freaking out at this moment. We're just, you guys are, you started the machine and it's turning and you guys are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. It's wonderful.
That's what we do.
Yes.
And I know, I think COVID gave us a name for disease investigation, but really that's what we do with, over 100 things that's like on that list. Yeah.
Special investigators.
Disease investigators. In fact, that's what they were called, on the website. But like we aren't we aren't staffed at our COVID levels anymore. Our disease investigators have long been gone.
Right.
Some of them did go on to work in disease investigation or in epidemiology.
Okay.
And so what happens now is we can do some of the work here at our office, some of the investigation.
Sure.
But what happens is our regional epidemiologist and then our regional epidemiology team steps in.
Okay.
What would be worrisome to me is if they are overstretched and they have too much going on.
Yes.
Therefore, there are exposures happening, and we don't know what they are.
And they're behind I totally understand what you're saying.
Yes.
But that's, I mean, where you all come in, I mean, you give them the most accurate, up-to-date information so that they can kind of step in and do what they have to do if that's the case. Okay.
And there are people also that they don't work for us, but they work for the Department for Public Health. They actually go into schools, daycares, things like that, and they will check immunization records.
Oh, okay.
And I have gotten a reminder card before. Yeah. I think it was once my kids got into grade school, but it's like, you need to check your child's records, make sure we're showing they haven't had this vaccine.
That's my reminder card right now.
I know. In fact, I took my daughter. She's playing lacrosse, and they have to get a physical examination before they play certain sports.
Right.
And so she needed her meningococcal vaccine. She'd not had that at all.
Oh my gosh! Okay. Say that 3 times.
I know. I'm pretty sure I messed it up the first time.
That was beautiful. No, it sounded great.
But she's 16 and a half. She's still getting
for sure
childhood immunizations. So they are fairly concentrated. I know I think as any parent, it's one of the scariest things is to watch your kid get, poked on when they're little.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But you've got a time when your child is young, when they can their body can
handle it. Right.
And what you're doing in most cases is giving your child a little tiny piece of a virus so that when if that virus were to be exposed when that child is older, the body says, hey, I know what that is. Yes. It's been here before, and here are my protector cells that I'm going to send out. Yeah. And so that's what the body is trained to do. Okay. And we have reached community immunity with so many things, and we certainly don't want to go back in time with measles because it's very dangerous.
And, yes, and the proof is in the pudding. I mean, as you said, it's very rare now.
Yes.
So it sounds like it sounds like it's working.
Absolutely. Okay. I told you I'd been out, and it's no secret. My mom had passed away. She had COPD from smoking. She had quit, but it, was really, I guess not soon enough. But she ended up getting RSV, which is it's a respiratory syncytial virus. But she's one of those folks that we would have referred to as immune compromised. She had a chronic illness.
Yes.
So just like someone with cancer, they're not going to be able to fight off something that, a healthy 15-year-old would be able to do. And so that's why we get these vaccines as younger, healthy people so that we can help protect the young, the old, and those among us that are unable to be immunized.
So I mean, you get I mean, what if you go back and oh my gosh, I never got my measles vaccination, and I'm my age now. It'd take me a second. 36.
36.
I couldn't.
So young.
But I guess what I'm getting at is can I? I mean, what if you're like, oh my gosh? I mean, are we still good to go?
You should be able to. Okay. So you would just go to your general practitioner, the doctor that you normally see that is, handles your well and sick visits.
Okay.
Which is kind of like a pediatrician. You know, you go there when the kids go there when they're
Right.
sick and when they're well. And typically either they will have the vaccine there, or they'll be able to refer you to someone who has it.
Got it.
And there are some vaccines that are creative that are kind of retroactive. I know the HPV vaccine, at first it was created for girls and boys who were like pubescent age.
Right.
Now they are saying, I think, and I'm not as up to date with that one.
Sure.
It's not one that we've dealt with a lot, but they're saying that it is beneficial for people that are like in their 30s,
Okay.
20s, 30s. If they haven't had it, they can go back and take it.
And we're good to go.
Yeah, and because it can cause different cancers down the road.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And so again, the vaccine's shown to be, highly beneficial
Yeah.
and protective. And so, I mean, that's I wanted to talk about that today because just there's so much news in the media. I wanted to come to you as your public health director.
Yes.
This is what I've studied. This is what I know. This is what I've lived.
It's your thing, man. Yeah.
I have 5 children myself, and I'm still getting vaccines. You know, I'm still getting my flu vaccine. I know the next one I don't know when you get your shingles vaccine. I think it's around 50, but my mom actually had it before it was time for her to get the vaccine.
Okay.
And she actually had it in her eye. We were afraid she was going to lose her vision.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not just childhood vaccines. You know, there are some that we're going to be eligible for, and it's just always important to bring that up with your doctor.
Yeah. Ask, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's your doctor. I mean, there's confidentiality. I mean, even if like in your head, because I'm thinking maybe if I was in a position, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to. Not worth it.
Right.
Get it. Do what you got to do.
Yes.
You know, we're a machine. Like a lot of things, we got to keep. We got to keep it maintenance.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what I'm picking up from this. I mean, it's really great to be able to hear straight from you, and like you hit it right on the head. There's a lot of news out there.
Yes.
A lot of scary stuff. People put things different ways, and I'm firsthand sitting here, right here, listening to it. I can tell you, I appreciate it. So
Well, and that's what we're here for. You know,
Right.
We get people calling in asking questions because we are the vital statistician for the entire county.
Yeah.
So we keep all birth, death records, things like that. So anytime you have a question, we can even look at your immunization record. It doesn't matter where you received your immunizations.
okay.
We can still review that. And actually, you
great.
can go online and do that. It's a little bit more difficult, I think, to do it that way.
Yeah.
But there are some organizations like the health department, physicians' offices that are going to be able to look at that record,
Right.
and some people can make additions to that record.
So this is not something that, because I mean, obviously, they can call you. There's your Facebook.
Yes.
You answer the messenger on there.
Mm-hmm.
2 great ways. But in terms of some of these records, it'd probably be best to come in because
Sure.
you can't send that kind of stuff over.
Right.
There's laws in place for that. So definitely reach out through the Facebook and phone call. But man, I mean, it's this small town. I mean, I don't talking about computers. I walk right in.
Oh, yeah.
Like
we can do that.
during their hours there, which you could also see on Facebook and website. But yeah, because sometimes it's just nice to see somebody and talk to somebody.
Yes. And somebody gave me a gift one time. It was called a vaccine passport, and it just showed. It was just a case where you could put all of your vaccines, vaccine cards in there. But before we went live, you referenced The Office because I was having printer issues. And
Office Space.
Office Space. Yes. Okay. Then I'm thinking about the wrong movie because I'm thinking about Pam in.
Oh, that's The Office. That's
The
the
Office.
show. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, she had breast cancer.
Oh, see, I have not seen. Oh gosh, people are gonna huff and puff. I haven't.
No,
I haven't seen the show. I've seen clips, but please explain.
No, it's a really funny show, and if you're
Yes.
36, that actually explains why you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of on the cusp of me watching it, and I'm 43.
Yes.
But she was one of the main characters.
Right, the receptionist.
Yes.
Correct?
And she actually ended up having breast cancer. She had a podcast, and
we're talking real life actress.
actress, like she had breast
Oh
cancer.
wow, okay, so she had a podcast in all right.
But one of the things that she is doing now is she is recommending that employers give employees a day off for screenings.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking, as the public health department, as we work with the Chamber of Commerce,
Yeah.
this is a policy that we need to promote and put into practice.
No brainer. I mean, just when you said that, it clicked something in my head where I'm like, I mean, I do it all the time. I'll put something down on my list of things that is something personal to me, like go to the doctor, go see this, and it'll get pushed down and pushed down and finally disappear just because so much work and so much going on. So that's it's a good idea.
I think so too. I just saw
Just get
the
your stuff.
first.
Yeah.
It was a actually a commercial last night, and I was like, that is a great idea, because when people have to get screenings, typically it's during the week,
Right.
and they miss a day of work. They may have sick time. But who wants to use a sick day because then they think, oh goodness, I may
Exactly.
actually get sick.
Right.
And this is for preventative screening. I think it's a
I think it's great.
great idea. Definitely going to be hearing more from me about that as I do my research. But I'm thankful to her for bringing something positive out of a negative situation that could possibly help more people.
Absolutely. And, you know, on those days that are meant for screening, get your screening. But on your off days, we're going to take a quick break.
Oh,
and
yes.
We're gonna hear, before we end the show, you're gonna hear from Miss Madonna and Mini Madonna from Bluegrass Traditions.
Hello, it's Madonna at Bluegrass Traditions, 207 North Main Street, Versailles, Kentucky. I want to invite you to come in and see me. I'm getting all these new things. Spring has sprung around here, so the boxes are arriving daily. I need help. Mini Me, where are you?
I'm right here. Hello, everyone. We should talk about some clothing now.
We will. Oh, we have several different brands, but we have Joseph Ribkoff, New Spring. We have multiples. We have a la carte. We have Trulux. We have Alley Miles. Oh, and we just have so many things. Please stop by and say hello. And the thing, we don't get 1 million of each item, so you need to come in and look these over and get your size immediately.
Come to Bluegrass Traditions. Bye!
Okay, and we're back. That was great.
That was good.
that was great. So Avery loves doing it, and we're
love
excited.
it.
We'll be doing more of those with different, I don't want to say industries, but from now on. But yeah, no, I think that's going to continue. Before we took a break, I think it's a no-brainer. Who do we got to talk to get that? I
think we talked to Emily.
I think we talked.
I think we talked to the mayor.
That's
I think
right.
mayors. I think we talked to the judge.
Correct. That's what I'm
Started
thinking.
at the city and county level.
Yeah.
You know, and there has to be even more. So that's definitely an incentive.
I think everybody can get behind it. It's not one side or the
Yes.
other. It's a no-brainer.
If you aren't well, you aren't enjoying life. You aren't coming to work. There's so many things that are affected by illness. So that I think that is such a good idea, and it's a very good reminder,
Yes, something.
an incentive to get someone to do.
100%. And you said something that just that sparked a thought in my mind. It seems like it's also a good way to invest
Yes.
in your employee.
Absolutely.
Because you said like people get sick and miss days. Okay, we'll give them one day to
Right.
take care of the stuff.
Yes.
That way they're more productive and they don't. Yeah. So
Exactly.
you're so smart.
Oh, well, this is what I love to do.
Yes, ma'am.
And, you know, part of public health is policy. So you're thinking, let's see here. One of the biggest public health life-saving policies is seatbelts.
Wow.
So we're trying to protect
Right.
lives, save lives. We don't necessarily treat. So we're the upstream folks. We try to figure out
Yes.
why people are getting sick.
Yes.
Or getting into more accidents and why people are passing away in accidents.
Investigating.
Yes.
Yep.
So, yes, this is just another thing I think we need to work on as a health department and then as a chamber member, board member. But again, if you have any questions about your immunizations or measles, anything like that, you can follow us, our Facebook page, call us, Facebook us. We've got several means of communication.
For sure.
So let us know what questions you have, and we are happy to try to answer them or point you in the right direction.
Hear, hear. Should we wrap it up?
That's
for everybody?
it. Yes. Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely, everybody. See you later.